Realism and logic aren't often part of legal dramas, but there are 4 TV shows within the genre that are impressively accurate. It's always fun to suspend disbelief and enjoy the wild careers of ambitious, cutthroat lawyers. Plus, who doesn't love a shocking courtroom scene? The 90s hit Ally McBeal works so well because it blends legal cases with Callista Flockhart's imaginative and often love-struck main character. Then there's a show like Suits, which mixes sweet love stories with the stressful cases the characters hope to win. However, the negative reviews for Ryan Murphy's melodramatic All's Fair, which centers around divorce attorneys, make it clear that the most impressive law-focused shows need to be more than just entertaining. Thankfully, some legal dramas get it right. The Practice, 1997 to 2004. As he shared in an interview with Goldaby.com, David E. Kelley took his experience as a Boston-based lawyer and created several legal dramas. However, while Ally McBeal has more far-fetched than realistic moments, The Practice is a great example of a show that genuinely shares what being an attorney is like. Watkis, Dunning, and Scorda's attorney, Rebecca Hyde, praised The Practice, via Deseret.com, for showing the challenges of working in the world of criminal defense. She explained that the series demonstrates some of the flaws of the criminal justice system and the times cases are prosecuted for political reasons. With 8 excellent seasons, The Practice is about Bobby Donnell, Dylan McDermott, and his co-workers, who care deeply about the cases they are working on. Rather than mostly exploring the passionate love lives of lawyers like Suits does, the series drives home that a good lawyer focuses on the case and ignores all potential distractions. Of course, that's not to say that the series doesn't veer into the personal lives of the main characters. Most episodes explore Bobby's romantic problems, and there's plenty of drama. However, the focus is always on the law, which gives the show a more realistic quality than some. Even the more melodramatic episodes, like the season 6 premiere, are authentic. A potential murder in a politician's home becomes a media frenzy, and it's clear that kind of case would draw a lot of interest. The Practice also feels real because, as Hyde noted, episodes dive into the challenges of going to trial. In Season 1, Bobby is concerned that a judge hearing his case isn't going to listen to the facts fairly, and Jimmy Beluti's, Michael Badalucco, Season 2 character arc revolves around whether he has what it takes to be a successful attorney. The Good Wife, 2009 to 2016. Fan-favorite legal drama The Good Wife stars Juliana Margulies as Alicia Florrick, a woman who revisits her love for the law after she leaves her unhappy marriage to Peter Florrick, Chris Nuff, and it's a fantastic, intelligent, and propulsive series. Thankfully, according to Joshua Goldberg Law, it's also a show that is fairly real. As the law firm notes, the show depicts some parts of the law that others don't, from motion dismissals to plea bargains and negotiating. The characters talk about case law during court scenes, and the series also shares nitty-gritty details of running a legal business. Joshua Goldberg Law reiterates that not every part of The Good Wife is perfect, and some aspects aren't entirely accurate. The characters don't specialize in various types of law, trials are scheduled much sooner than they would be in real life, and actual lawyers don't exchange such witty dialogue. However, it would be rare for a fictional series to be 100% right all the time, and it might result in some lackluster storylines. As the firm mentioned, these unrealistic aspects are key to the entertainment value of the series. It's hard to be frustrated when other parts of The Good Wife correctly depict the hard work, long hours, and struggles that most attorneys experience regularly. Alicia is often exhausted by her workload, and no part of her job looks easy. Boston Legal, 2004 to 2008. Alan and Alan attorney Junie Ndlovu praised Boston Legal as a show that feels more pragmatic than melodramatic, sharing, the main characters' closing arguments were often realistic for criminal cases. Considering that the series is a spin-off of The Practice, another accurate legal drama from David E. Kelley, that makes sense. There's no doubt that compelling characters like funny, zany Denny Crane, William Shatner, and more typical attorney character Alan Shaw, James Spader, steal the show. Still, Boston Legal is an excellent legal drama because, as Ndlovu noted, the final arguments in each case feel like something an actual attorney would say. Mississauga, Ontario-based lawyer Murray Gottheil also shared on his website that Denny's arrogant nature is an accurate part of the series, admitting that he certainly met some lawyers with a god complex. Practicing law is a unique career, and it definitely attracts confident, ambitious, and clever people who know they're good at what they do. Looking at typical criticisms of the genre can also shed light on what some shows do correctly. According to Nelligan Law, most attorneys are caught up with paperwork all the time, and they don't often see each other face to face because they are so busy. Sure, Boston Legal doesn't put this part of the job front and center, but then again, no show does. Viewers still get the sense that the attorneys are overwhelmed and have packed schedules. Law and Order, 1990 present. Since Law and Order has been on the air since 1990, with a mind-boggling 500-plus episodes, one would hope it's at least a little bit authentic. As noted by Deseret.com, the series feels real because the prosecutors don't always walk away from the courtroom victorious. Ray, Quinny, and Nebuchadnezzar lawyer Elena Maragakis praised Law and Order's script since a lot of research goes into them. Van Cott, Bagley, Cornwall, and McCarthy lawyer Tacey Hardman also liked the series and told the publication that the plea bargains make sense. Every entry in the Law and Order franchise leans into the harsh nature of each crime and makes it clear that even if a murder is solved, no one can fix or take away the suffering of the victims and their families. This makes for a somber viewing experience and also makes the show feel more genuine than those that prioritize juicy dating storylines or fast-paced courtroom scenes. However, its depiction of the intricate and competitive dynamic between lawyers, district attorneys, assistant DAs, police officers, and judges is what stands out the most.